Welcome to Catalan News. The Spanish government is deploying all its resources to stop the Catalan independence referendum. Madrid wants the police to confiscate ballot boxes and ballot papers and has even asked the public TV to not inform people about the referendum. Here in Catalan News, we'll explain all about these latest developments and more. Let's begin. 1 million people took to the streets in Barcelona yesterday, demanding independence and chanting that they will vote in the October 1st referendum. But in Madrid, the demonstration did not impress anyone, with the Spanish government saying that protesters are losing support and the judiciary taking even more action to stop the vote. Now with a special request for the Catalan Police.
The Catalan Police are in the eye of a political hurricane. Catalonia's prosecution office, a branch of its Spanish counterpart, has ordered the Catalan police chief to confiscate ballot boxes to stop the October 1st referendum. The prosecutor met Catalan and Spanish police chiefs to give them instructions on preventing the vote. Yet, after the Catalan president's speech today, it is not clear whether the Catalan police will obey.
Entre escollir, retirar urnes o vetllar per la seguretat de la gent, crec que la policia, totes, no parlo només dels Mossos, hi ha prioritats a la vida. Retirar una urna no és perseguir el delicte.
Spain's constitutional court also suspended the transition law today. Yet, despite the judicial pressure, Catalonia's vice president said that polling stations will open on October the 1st, even if the whole government is barred from office. The Catalan president told Madrid that there is still time for talks on an agreed referendum. However, the Catalan leader of Spain's ruling party dismissed the possibility.
Les crides al diàleg de Puigdemont i de Junqueras són crides que estan contaminades per la mentira. I estan contaminades per la mentira perquè el meu diàleg és referèndum sí o referèndum no. Referèndum per les bones o referèndum per les males.
The political and judicial storm resumed today in the wake of yesterday's million-strong pro-independence demonstration in Barcelona. The opposition leader in Catalonia claimed that the attendance had gone down compared to previous demos, while the government said the rally showed that the public wants to vote. Major newspapers and media outlets around the world reported on the march and linked it to the upcoming October 1st referendum. Meanwhile, the Catalan TV received a letter from the same court asking it to abstain from reporting on agreements or actions that could lead to the vote. This has caused outrage in the media, as it could be seen as an attack on the freedom of the press.
The warning to the Catalan public broadcaster was sent the same day as similar notifications arrived in the offices of politicians. Members of the Catalan Parliament Bureau that allowed the referendum law to be voted and all the Catalan cabinet were formally notified today that their actions are illegal and that they could face criminal charges, including prison. They warned, however, that voting in a referendum can never be considered a crime. A strong message from the UN against Spain's inaction to bring justice to the victims of the civil war and the Franco dictatorship. The Group on Enforced Disappearances has just published in Geneva a report that clearly states Spain is not fulfilling its international obligations.
It's been more than 80 years since the Spanish Civil War and more than 40 since dictator Francisco Franco died. And yet, the whereabouts of more than 100,000 people remain unknown, meaning the wounds of the past are far from healed.
Centenars de famílies estan des d'aquell moment sense saber on són enterrats els seus familiars. Alguns des d'aquell primer moment, de 1939, que els busquen, segons informacions que tenim des del propi Ajuntament.
The Catalan government has been working to find and open up mass graves. So far, at least 164 people have been unearthed, a remarkable achievement for those families who have finally recovered their beloved ones, but still a drop in the ocean if we consider all the work that's still left to be done. The United Nations says that Spain has failed for years to investigate the disappearances of civilians during the Civil War and the Franco regime. A report published this week calls Spain's inaction alarming and especially worrying considering it is a race against the clock. The longer we wait, the fewer the living witnesses of victims' relatives. In the previous report in 2013, the UN made a series of requirements on Spain. 4 years later, though, most of the issues have not been addressed. The UN has now given Spain a new deadline. The authorities have 3 months to explain what they will do to resolve an 80-year-old problem.
In other news, summer is almost over and now the tourist sector can start to wrap up the figures of the season, and they are especially good for Barcelona's airport. Figures published today show that 5 million people travelled to Barcelona's airport in August, an increase by more than 5%, putting the Catalan airport at almost the same level as Madrid's. And all this amid the dramatic security staff strike that caused long queues of up to 3 hours at the beginning of the month. Moving on, every April for St. Jordi's Day, every corner of every city and town in Catalonia is flooded with bookstalls and roses. It's an amazing occasion which should not be missed. But if you cannot wait that long, this week Barcelona hosts another great book fair with an increasing number of new releases to discover.
Literature lovers are in heaven these days in Barcelona, with the city offering more than 4 kilometers of shelves full of books in the city center. It's the Catalan Book Week, and it's the biggest ever, with more than 163 stands with the latest books published, 200 new releases, and 95% of the country's publishers present. Organizers are working hard to make the Catalan Book Week an unmissable event in Europe.
Bé, nosaltres el camí que estem resseguint, que no és un camí fàcil, és el camí d'acabar tenint un bon saló del llibre com tenen tots els països, no? Com té París, com té Roma. Llavors, el camí per anar al saló del llibre consisteix en anar internacionalitzant.
In this internationalization effort, the presence of novelist Paul Auster was one of the highlights. This was but one of many highlights, as visitors can take part in any of the 200 parallel Catalan Book Week activities, including 40 especially for children. Last year, the fair reported sales as high as €354,000, a 16% increase compared to the previous edition.
And with this, we finish today's show, a day in which many young people have returned to school. Take a look at how happy or nervous some of them were, and we'll see you here in Catalan News tomorrow.